Kryptonians, I'm very sorry. This video was supposed to come out last week, but I needed to take a week break from the channel and from making videos. I had to take a little bit of a sabbatical. I got busy, I had work, I had other things going on. I needed to take a woosah moment. You know, we all have those moments in life. Everything is still pretty crazy with this coronavirus, and people are still either in quarantine or they're self-distancing, or they're like Dr. Manhattan and they've just gone to another fucking planet, which, you know what? It's not a bad idea. No matter how you're handling the coronavirus, no matter what's going on in your life, I hope that you're handling it the right way. I hope you guys are being safe. Remember, it's not always about you. Sometimes it's about other people that could be affected by this, other people that could die from this. That being said, I am going to start reviewing a lot of movies here, especially movies that I haven't reviewed, or movies that I missed, or movies that I want to update the channel and give you guys a little bit more variety on videos. So today we are going to be reviewing World War Z. It seems appropriate since like a week and a half ago everybody thought the world was going to fucking end. Keep in mind, I'm going to be reviewing this movie normally like I normally would most movies, except there are going to be some mild spoilers. If you have not seen World War Z, I would suggest you go watch that movie, then come back to this video, because I'm going to be talking spoilers. You probably should have seen it by now, but in case you don't want to be spoiled, go watch that movie, because I'm going to be talking and revealing some stuff. World War Z is directed by, I think, Mark Foster, and it stars Brad Pitt, and this is based off of a book also called World War Z. No, people, I have not read the book, okay? I know this happens a lot, and I feel like I keep letting you down. I do apologize for this. I have not read the book yet. So many people that come to me and they're like, hey, you gotta read the book, read the book, read the book. The book's way better. And I'm like, I'm sure the book is way better. I don't know anything about the book. It sounds amazing. I can't wait to read it. Until then, all I have is the movie. So like I said, this movie stars Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt is a former investigator at the UN who is enjoying quiet life with his family. And then all of a sudden, in the middle of broad daylight, they are attacked. There's some kind of big, huge zombie outbreak. I say zombie because there's no other word to describe these people that look like they're half dead, but yet they want to feed on the living. And so that's where the whole undead thing comes from, right? It's where you're not completely dead, but at the same time, you're no longer a living, functioning human being. Macaulay Culkin, after the Home Alone years, although he's cleaned himself up now, and God bless him, but in those early years, man, it was looking rough. So Jerry is in the middle of this zombie outbreak with his wife and his kids, and they're trying to find ways to survive, and then he gets recruited by some people he used to know at the UN. He gets recruited to try to find out where this virus came from, what's the source, and how do they go about trying to figure out a way to cure it or to stop it from spreading, and blah, 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 like how to beat these things. So he goes off on a mission, he leaves his family on a boat. That's basically the movie. What I will say about this movie is that, again, I don't have the book to compare it to, but I will say I really enjoyed this movie, especially if all you're looking for is a straightforward zombie action movie. I think this movie delivers in spades. Brad Pitt obviously is a very good actor. Me saying that is not really a surprise. Having said that, I think that Brad Pitt brings like a very calming presence, like he's very magnetic in this movie. Makes you want to gravitate towards him. He's the kind of guy you feel like you'd be very comfortable surviving a zombie apocalypse with, because no matter what's going on, he's kind of like the calm in the storm. Essentially, they're told that his family is non-essential personnel on that ship, so if he's not doing his job, and if he's not finding intel that they can then give back to the good guys so that they can find a way to stop these zombies, then basically his family gets kicked off of the ship, which is kind of weird because they get kicked off of the ship later on in the movie, but then they go to some refugee camp and apparently they're just fine. There was no real danger. So in hindsight, I don't really know what the point of all that was. But whatever, it serves its purpose. It gives Jerry a focus. It gives him a motivation to keep going and to find intel on this virus. So kudos for that, I guess. I would say most of the performances in the movie are good. The woman that plays his wife, I forget the actress's name. She's good. All she's really doing is playing the concerned wife in this movie, but she does good at playing that role. It's a very fast-paced movie. Like I said, they're just kind of driving out in public one day, and then all of a sudden shit goes crazy. Cars start crashing, things start exploding, and then when they get out and start running, they see that people are being attacked by other people and getting bitten, and then those people on the ground are turning into zombies. So it's kind of like a breakneck pace in the first half of this movie, especially the first 2/3 of the acts of this movie. Is pretty much just run, 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 and we gotta keep going, we gotta keep going, we gotta move to the next location, because it's just a lot of tension, it's a lot of pressure from these things, and they pop up, and they're really fast, and they're really hungry, and no one really knows how to deal with them. There are those scenes in that apartment building that get really intense. That moment where he gets some of the blood in his mouth, and he thought that he was gonna turn, so he gets to the roof, and then he runs to the edge of the roof, and he's kind of like, oh my God, am I gonna turn? And then we wait, and he counts, and he's kind of like, oh, okay, no, I'm good, I'm good. I'm kind of like, whoa, shit, bro, wow, you were really gonna go there. So this movie does pull off suspenseful scenes like that. It also has one of the most hilarious death scenes that I've ever seen in my life. One of the scientists that goes along on this mission to try to figure out what this zombie is, he dies in like the dumbest way possible. I thought it was a parody at first. And then he slips on the plane, and he's trying to run back in the plane, he slips and he shoots himself in the face. I don't know if the movie intentionally wanted that to be funny. I think not, because most of the movie is actually a very serious toned movie. Like Scary Movie 3, Scary Movie 4, I feel like I would see that type of death in one of those type of movies. I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw this in 2013, I saw that in the theaters, I died. I died in the theater. You might as well have called me a zombie or a Zeke, because I died and came back to life, and I died again because I was just laughing my ass off. Some very entertaining zombie action scenes and some shootouts. There's one big set piece in Israel that I think most people are going to be entertained by, where these zombies are everywhere and they're crashing and they're falling on stuff. Kind of cool to have a finale that doesn't revolve on them trying to survive shooting past a bunch of zombies. It's just kind of, no, he has to try to sneak past a bunch of zombies, then he has to try to infect himself, and I don't know, I thought that was kind of a cool ending. You've got tension, you've got suspense, you've got some good zombie action, you've got Brad Pitt being Brad Pitt, you've got all the makings for a good movie, you've also got an underrated musical score. Where this movie falters though, I feel like this movie doesn't have the kind of depth that I feel like it could have had. Like, I feel like it falls short in terms of really fleshing out the characters in this story. Specifically, as it relates to the characters, I feel like there's nothing to them. Like, I feel like the characterization in this movie really hampers it and really hurts it. And Brad Pitt's character's one character trait is that he really loves his family and he really wants to do everything he can to save his family. Like, I get that, and yeah, sure, you sort of care about them because he cares about them, but that's really more due to Brad Pitt's performance more than it is due to a great relationship that you see, or something that really makes you feel like you can care about these people or know anything about them. Like, most people in the movie are not really given that much material to work with. Brad Pitt himself is not given much material to work with. There's a soldier that he meets, he cuts off her arm because she gets bit later on in the movie. He meets her in Israel, she's a soldier, and he's with her like the entire second half of the movie, and at no point do you feel like he gets to know her or she gets to know him. Like, there's no character building there either. It's so fast paced, especially in the early part of the movie, that you hardly get any moments to slow down and breathe. And when the movie does try to do that, it doesn't really enhance or push the characters in any way that makes them feel like interesting human beings. And during a zombie apocalypse, I want to feel like I'm watching interesting human beings. Add that to the fact that this screenplay hints and teases at going deeper with some of the thought-provoking stuff that you can tell is there, and the movie just doesn't really do it. It kind of just focuses on being a straight-up zombie movie. And again, I haven't read the book. Maybe the book is more in-depth. Maybe the book has more themes and it's a little bit more of a nuanced look at a zombie outbreak. But here, it's pretty much just zombie action. And that's good, and that's fun, and that's entertaining. But as far as the movie having more substance, it's really not there. Also, the Israel action scene, while it's entertaining and it's got some really good stuff in it, it's also kind of dumb the way that it happens. Basically just happens because people just randomly get way too loud one day, and it just doesn't really make sense. All of a sudden, these zombies are up over the wall that they've built, and it's chaos, and the whole city falls, and I'm just kind of like, this could have been avoided so easily, and yet I don't know why this happened. You know what? It doesn't matter. It's stupid. It needed to happen, though, because we needed another action scene, but I don't know. It was a really dumb way of doing it. If you're looking for anything of more substance, more depth, better characters, I think this movie kind of falls short. World War Z was a pretty fun time at the movies. I'm going to put this one in the Silver Age for Man of Steel. Good, solid zombie movie. There are better ones out there. I'm going to be reviewing some of them in the next few days. Welcome back to the channel. Please like and subscribe to the Superfan Show. And if you like what you see, tell me how you feel and stay tuned to hear more from the Man of Steel. Peace.